Welcome along, fellow Dark Magician enthusiasts, to another video. Today's video is going to be unscripted because we're going to be having a look at some we're going to have a look at the set release and some leaks of cards coming out that could be potential Dark Magician support, and one card that is Dark Magician support but for another format in Duel Links. So we'll have a look at it. So Selection Box version 6 mini has just come out. In Duel Links, it includes new cards like Nibiru the Primal Being, Live Twin Sunny Snitch, Sky Striker Ace Kaina, Pot of Avarice, Live Twin Kaseko Frost, and Live Twin Leela Treat. And also has a bunch of Star Seraph and Super Quantals and Chronomalies in here, really focusing on what the next lot of cards are going to be released. New cards, new support. In terms of what's useful here, really, Pot of Avarice, interesting. Like, it could be used in Exodia, but in Dark Magician, the only problem is, like, you need to be running 5 monsters specifically, and if any one of those monster targets gets banished or is removed from the graveyard before Pot of Avarice resolves, you get none of the effect whatsoever. It's good for returning extra deck monsters, which could help refresh the Battle Chronicles skill, but in terms of playability, I'm honestly not really sold on this. It could be useful for Bane of Darkness, however. I have picked up a copy of it. I would have to do some testing to see how well it works, but, you know, it could be useful. Nibiru the Primal Being, don't run it. If you're running Magician's Magic, Battle Chronicle, or Bane of Darkness, do not run Nibiru. You will not be able to summon it. It'll just be a brick in your hand. Just don't run it. And honestly, Dark Magician isn't going to be threatened by it. If you're summoning more than 5 monsters, then you would have, in a single turn, you would have to be doing it, like, doing summons during the battle phase, or like if you're summoning during the main phase, like your opponent's got you really locked down, and you're trying to get rid of their cards. It would make me more cautious as to what plays I'd make, but generally I would try and avoid summoning 5 monsters during the main phase. Like, you could summon, like, at most 4, and, like, just completely dodge Nibiru. So, I don't think it's been much of a threat for Dark Magician. Yeah. So there's that. Moving on to leaks that have happened a while ago. So, some cards in this leaked list have already been released. Some cards are possibly coming, or maybe not. I'm not entirely sure, but last time a list like this showed up, they were all added into the game. It's very possible that all these cards will come. They're just going to be coming in at a later time. We'll have to wait and see. The main cards I want to focus on is the Dogmatica cards, which, if you're not aware, Dogmatica is a very good engine where you could normal summon Dogmatica Ecclesia at the end of your combo, and then search Dogmatica Flirtalist United. Especially in the Battle Chronicle skill, since you can special summon light spellcaster effect monsters, you can special summon Dogmatica Flirtalist from your hand during your opponent's main phase, or during your own main phase, and then if you've got Ecclesia on the field, or even another copy of Flirtalist on your field, you can non-target negate the effects of a face-up monster that's on the field until the end of the turn. So pretty much your opponent has to get rid of the other Dogmatica card on your field, or they have to negate Flirtalist's special summon, or they're cooked. So very interesting tech. I would love to try and incorporate into Dark Magician. I'm not sure when these are going to be released, but these would be a good boost for Dark Magician, I reckon. There's Dogmatica Punishment, but the only problem is when you resolve this card until the end of your next turn, you can't special summon from the extra deck, which not something you really want to do with the modern Dark Magician. Like, you would just be locked out of, you would just be completely locked out of your extra deck. You'd be locked out of further plays. You'd be very restricted. But some decks could possibly use this. Without Nadir 7, I don't think Dogmatica Punishment is going to see big play, but it's got some kind of potential in some other decks that don't care about the extra deck. So there's that. Yeah, really keen to try Dogmatica Ecclesia and Dogmatica Flirtalist in Duel Links. When they're coming, I'm not exactly sure, but can't wait for it. Moving on to the mini box. there's a whole bunch of Sky Striker support. There's Super Quantum support, Shark support. There's also support for Earthbound as well. Like Supay Duskwalker, you use it for synchro summoning, and there's a skill that's been leaked as well. If we go down to, where is it? This one here. It's all about Earthbound Immortals, Earthbound Greater, Synchro Monsters. Will be interesting to see, but not something we're really going to use. There's nothing really in this box that Dark Magician is going to use, so this is one big skip for Dark Magician. Yeah, just don't bother investing into this box, whatever you do, if you're going to play Dark Magician. But something that interestingly showed up is 1,000 Knives for Rush Duel. Now, monster removal in Rush Duel is big, right? With the overwhelming presence of maximum monsters, getting rid of them is really strong. And there's evidence that this is going to be in a limited bundle, as it's being limited to one. If it's a level up reward, cool. If it's a limit bundle, I'm definitely getting this. This is a big boost to Dark Magician. I don't care what other people say, otherwise this is really good. Like, because before, recently, I will show a deck, when the World Championship Series event happened in Duel Links, I ran a Dark Magician deck, and I got to D-level max relatively okay. So, like, playing 3 copies of Dark Sword Magician, playing 3 copies of Dark Magician Girl, because the skill, what it can do, you can reveal a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl in your hand, add one of the two from your hand, or no, from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and then you send one to your graveyard, so it's like a sort of a trade thing. Getting these out are really easy. Light Sorcerer reduces the attack of monsters. You've got a bunch of light monsters here. 7 shift to special summon a level 7 low effect monster. Tribute to the Doomed. Non-targeting destroys any monster on the field. Magic Stream to get rid of spells and traps. Magic Curtain to stop your opponents from destroying your monster that you special summon with like cards like Widespread Ruin. Recovery Force to draw more cards. Talismanic Seal Array to keep refreshing your deck. Curtain of Sparks to just try and reduce the damage you take. Negate Attack to just completely stop an attack whatsoever. I think 1,000 Knives is going to be a good boost. Yeah, granted, you're going to have to use Dark Magician. Like, you're going to have Dark Magician on your field. But that does not deter me whatsoever. You will notice in this deck, I do not use Dark Magic Attack. But with 1,000 Knives potentially coming, it might be a good excuse to actually include Dark Magic Attack. And, you know, get the really cool effect to just destroy all the opponent's back row. In Rush Duel, this is big. I don't care. I really don't care what other people say otherwise. This is big for Dark Magician. And I think it's going to make it way stronger, way better to dealing with a bunch of monsters, and just make this deck into a really good OTK sort of deck. Because realistically, if you had Dark Magician Girl, or 2 of them on the field, or even like Dark Sword Magician on the field, and like you're able to clear all of your opponent's monsters on the second turn, and all the back row's gone, it's easy. You're done. Like you can just destroy in one go, bang. Yeah, it's honestly very exciting. I might be playing Rush Duel a bit more, especially considering if I'm going to be hitting King of Games really quickly in Speed Duel. Give Rush Duel a try and boost Rush Duel more. But realistically, with Rush Duel, until there's a bit more decent, more focused support around cards that can be used for Dark Magician, it's not the greatest at the moment, but it's definitely going to be stronger now with 1,000 Knives showing up. Yeah, in terms of other cards and skills that are showing up, there's not really much else going for Dark Magician right now. We're just going to have to wait and see what else happens. I'm hoping by the end of the year more Dark Magician support like more confirmed Dark Magician support comes out. Yeah, that's really about it. So as always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.